Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Smite Pro League, the European edition. To start off here, welcome back from myself. Of course, my name is Driver, and I'm joined today by Mr. Gandhi. How you doing?
I'm good. It's good to see you back here.
I'm alive.
I know. How was everything in whatever part of the country you went to?
Latin America. And they're so excited about Smite. And they have their own process of getting qualified for the Smite World Championship. There's a lot of competition down there. So you got to be watching out for Latin Americans as they're coming in, getting ready to fight for their chance there. Of course, we're over $900,000 now for the prize pool.
Did we hit that?
Gonna get that?
Did we?
905,545 is what we're right now. So $905,000 total for the Smite World Championship. Of course, we're hopping to the first matchup of today. It's going to be SK Gaming versus Exposed Secrets. I'm certainly excited to see who comes out on top today. And the first pick will be going to XK Gaming.
And SK is a team who's really looked good. You know, they got second place at the TSM Invitational, and ever since then, they've really kind of been in their own motions.
They really have, and I think they've had a lot of individual plays with their players, right? I mean, Reals kind of come out strong. Captain Twig has been a strong player. Zero is also innovating in a lot of ways, bringing Phantos into the scene, and I think that we really have to look at Maniac to kind of start standing up a little bit stronger into the solo lane. We've seen him play a strong Chang'e, we've seen him play a strong Aphrodite, and he's kind of been like moving the solo lane into a different strategy. So we'll see who decides to come out with today. Now, SK Gaming, they're not on the top. They're not playing at the top level, and of course, we do know that as far as the qualification for the regional championship, it's the top four. The regional championship. The top four in the Pro League are guaranteed the slot. So it's only the bottom two that have to worry about finding their way back in. So, maybe they're thinking, okay, if we're not first, it's fine. If we're as long as we're in the top four, it's okay. What's the thought process there?
I think SK just really has to start chipping away at them, right?
Sure.
Like that's the main thing. They have to literally start just inching away back into it. And things in Europe are very, very close. Especially now, North America is the exact same way, but.
Sure.
1 through 5 in Europe is like dead close. SK, if they win this game, they're going to basically be one game behind third place. There's going to be like a three-way tie for that. So that's going to be really, really big for them to do that.
Yeah, I think the big thing here is that you're looking at these teams, and the game is growing so quickly because of Smite Pro League. This is a different kind of strategy, a different kind of competition that we haven't really seen before in the history of Smite. We've seen, qualifiers that have been all open, right? And the difference there is you're going to have, 20 to 35 teams competing for their chance. And because it's seeding the way it works, it's difficult for newer teams to hop in here. So watching the Challenger Cup, for all you fans out there who really been paying attention, you can see the variety of what's coming out and really what's being shown here. But the Smite Pro League is very different. Scheduled matches, top-level teams, plenty of time to prepare, practice, and scrim, and you see everything. It's all broadcasted.
Yeah, everything's very, very broadcasted, and that's the one thing I would actually like to see more of is more scrims being broadcasted as well. I mean, now we're finally saying, players, we want you to stream these matches. Go ahead and go for this. So pro players, as long as they submit it, they'll be able to play this game as well. So you can go in and listen to their comms. But I think one of the big things for them is to kind of be like, okay, there's like 2 or 3 strategies we can maybe have. Team comps right now are kind of like locked in. We should just be promoting this as much as possible and just saying, like, come at us, because that's really what it comes down to. How much surprise are we actually going to see?
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, the development doesn't stop.
No.
I mean, we're seeing Smite patch. I mean, just the last patch, we saw Arachnid Odin remade. Kukulkan is going to be coming out with a different duration on his tornadoes going into next week. 1 second lost there.
God.
Just drop the bitterness for a second. Feeling those NATOs there stepping on top. Of course, before the NATOs lasted 3 seconds, they're already lasting 2 seconds. The whirlwind, okay. Sorry, I had 2 years of Alguag before he became Kukulkan, and it's hitting my life right now. One thing to keep in mind is we're also going to have Sylvanas coming out in the next patch, starting early next week. Of course, he won't be available for about 2 weeks until the next following qualification. So as far as Pro League goes, is he going to be available? What week are we in right now? 2 weeks from now?
No.
Week 5, looks like he won't be available for SPL. Unless there's some kind of mandate coming out from Esports Administration, but it looks like Sylvanas will not be available.
Yeah, Sylvanas will not be available.
He'll come out week 6, he'll be available week 8, but there's no week 8.
He'll be able to be used for the
regional championship. Oh, he's going to be a lot of fun, too.
Sylvanas is going to be a humongous difference maker because he is one bad man.
He's scary. Have you played Damage?
Huh?
Have you played Damage, Sylvanas? Oh, it's terrifying.
Really?
Oh, it's terrifying.
Stop it.
Unkillable, huge amount of damage. Crazy fun here. However, the match, you can see that Vomana and Emir are banned out by SK Gaming. Across the way, Exposed Secrets have elected to remove Geb and Freya from the game. First pick Mercury means that Athena is still available here. They're going to go for the Nemesis and Jonquay double pick. Don't want that counter pick up from Nemesis. Across the way, what will they go for? SK Gaming is looking at Odin, actually.
Not surprising. Odin's been getting a lot of play in Europe. I think they like him as a jungler. They also like the versatility of him going in as a support. But the Ring of Spears is really going to be the difference maker there. But taking a look at the bans just real quick, I mean, Vamana is definitely going to be a respect ban for Xaylia.
Sure.
He pretty much carried the TSM Invitational that way, and SK actually saw this. This is actually a rematch of the finals, so they're not letting that happen again. And the last pick is going to be Bacchus here for Exposed Secrets, which Bacchus is starting to get a lot more play in the SPL.
Oh yeah, well the thing is that he has that big disruption with his ultimate. It's
Oh,
hard
God,
for you,
yeah.
and really
Intoxicate's a
it buys 3 to 4 seconds of time where you're running back and forth. You can't aim, especially against targets like Rom and Mercury, who really have to have that precision in the way they hit. As far as the ban follow up here, they're going to expose secrets. They're going to get rid of Aphrodite. It's a shot at Maniac, saying, "Hey, don't pick up this character. We don't want to deal with it." In response, SK is going to be going for On Her to be banned out.
And now On Her is like very, very unusual, right? Just because we're at like the noon time slot, so North Americans are going to be tuning in. They're like, "Oh, why is On Her getting banned out?" His win percent in Europe is insane.
Yes.
It's like over 67%.
A lot of Europeans do play On Her, though. Very highly favored.
Very, very highly favored. He's super bursty. They love being aggressive with him early lane, and that's really when he shines. But we are going to see Exposed Secret grab Ra here, which is going to give them a lot of healing, a lot of sustain, and Searing Pain, a lot of plays.
Yeah, a lot of damage, especially with that distance. Now, across the way, I imagine that Chunga would be selected here since that Aphrodite is gone. Maniac is going to go straight for his secondary pick there with the Chunga. And we've got Giannis hovered on here and selected for SK Gaming. So you look at this lineup here, Scott, there's a lot of damage. You got Mercury for late game. Odin as well has a good mid game and early game burst. His late game damage isn't as high, but he definitely has a lot of control once he hits that stage. The same thing goes for Chunga. But Giannis, I mean, we saw that Dignitas play.
Stop it.
Oh, my God. Giannis with the plays.
It
feels good.
Come on. I lived that, okay? I don't
You
want to
lived it,
again.
okay.
The last one is going to be Ullr. So now looking at these two lineups, right? Like SK to me is like, okay, they want to be super aggressive as fast as possible because Exposed Secrets has a late game team, right? Ra's going to be damn near unkillable. Same with Zhang Kui. Bacchus is just going to be a tank. And Nemesis, she at least has mobility to able to get around. So if SK doesn't really start snowballing early, I think they're going to be in trouble.
Honestly, I'm going to disagree there. I think that the better late game team goes with SK. I think Giannis and Mercury scale so well in the late game, and Rom is so difficult to deal with. I mean, a lot of times you'll see teams start the Fire Giant. Rom starts with his ultimate. Astral Barrage come down from the above, come in, hit 1, 2, 3. You can take the Hunter down to about half HP before the fight even starts. Then you go and you commit hard. They're going to have Odin for the lock-in. Now look across the way. Which players can't get out of the Ring of Spears? It's going to be Zhang Kui, it's going to be Nemesis, and it's going to be the Ra. Ul, of course, can jump out with Glory Bound. We do know that Bacchus can also belly flop his glorious way out of that little ring there. But, look at Zhang Kui, Nemesis, and Ra. They're going to be locked inside. Now, Zhang Kui is okay with that. I mean, he's got that ultimate. He wants to be inside of it, sure.
He prefers that, yeah.
Unless it's like 3 versus 1 and he has no teammates to back him up. So we'll see how this works out, right? And do they go for Divine Rune on Chang'e? Do they go for a little bit tankier early on the Odin? It's a big question.
Well, Xaylia going Ra, right? Like, the plays are going to be there. I think it wouldn't be surprised to see a Divine Rune coming out from, obviously, I don't know. Because that's the question mark, right? Like, who does build it? I think Zhang Kui has a good chance, though.
Sure.
I think, as long as he can get Warlocks up on early, which I'm assuming he's going to go for a little bit safer over an approach here, unless his farm's just an absolute nightmare.
Well, keep in mind that Chang'e does have her own built-in anti-healing, of course. You're going to have that kind of control there up against the Raw. So it's possible Maniac doesn't build that Divine Ruin. But we may see Divine Ruin on Xaylia in the solo lane just to stop the damage and healing from the Chang'e. Sha Nightmare with Zhang Kui going mid, probably going to be looking for that Warlock Sash early just because you see a lot of damage across the way. If you ever feel like Mercury swings on by your lane, made you look, hurts it. Now, of course, we're going to be seeing a drastic reduce in Mercury in the next patch. Going to have that bring brought down, so the mighty Mercury will be falling shortly, but not that as far as you'd expect, just not completely out of control, playing every different role at the same time.
Get out of there.
But we do have Ul, right? Ul versus Rom is an interesting matchup. I like this matchup a lot, simply because it comes down to how accurate can Funball be, because as far as the poke goes, Funball is going to hit volley, bladed arrow, volley, doing a lot of damage and bringing him lower. So the question is, can Funballer actually hit the enemy play with Rom there enough? Reels bring him down to a point where Reels actually starts to play defensive.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our teams here. There's going to be SK taking on Exposed Secrets. SK is going to be on the order side of things here.
Oh,
Take
boy.
a look. Reels.
I can't get over that suit.
What?
The suit for Shadow Nightmare. It's the greatest thing ever.
I actually haven't even seen that before. I normally look down here because I'm like, oh, what does this monitor say far away? Half Devil, just taking a look, 78 win percent. He has been playing very, very good, but like the big key here, looking at Exposed Secrets, is Zalia, right? He has just been a beast. 505 gold per minute. Hey!
That's great.
That's
amazing.
A lot. And then on the other side, I mean, he's far and away above everyone. Rio's coming in at 461.
That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup for SK, but SK, it's so funny how much better they are on land than they are online, right? Which is the best problem you can possibly have. But for the SPL, that does kind of
It hurts. It definitely
hurts.
does.
Yeah, because the bottom two play the top two in Challenger Cup.
One thing I want to point out as well, you can see how many deaths that Frostiak has over there. Now, he does have a lot of assists. In fact, he has the second most assists on the screen you're seeing right now. So Frostiak, a lot of assists, a decent amount of kills, but has a little bit more deaths on average than you'd expect. So look to Frostiak to play a little bit more careful going into this match, especially playing Nemesis. So let's talk a little bit about the gods that they're playing here and how this match is going to stack up here. Of course, SK Gaming looking at the win here today. We've got Exposed Secrets as well, kind of lining up with a strong play. But as far as the god piece, you got Mercury on zeros. Now, he generally does play a lot of Thanatos. He's not played Mercury so far in the SPL. As you can see, no stats up on the screen right now. 47, 15, and 31 with Rom on reels. But look at that win-loss ratio with Rom. A little surprising, 29%. He plays incredibly well, but doesn't win that much. But again, you look at Giannis there, played by Mr. Captain Twig, 1, 2, and 21. Not a whole lot of kills, not a whole lot of deaths, but 100% win rate.
Yeah, he definitely did his job in that game. But, looking at the other side, you're going up against a 100% win on Bacchus, which how many games did he play? I'm not sure. Probably around 2 or 3 tops. But, I mean, Zhang Kui is going to be the difference maker here. Zhang Kui is either going to do very well or he is going to get just punched in the face.
I'm very curious to see how Odin's going to work out here as well. You can see that currently Badget has that Odin selection, not played yet for him. But we do know that Odin was pretty popular for Badget for a while. Half Devil also picked up Odin for quite some time. We do know that Durgis also ran a lot of Odin, so he's kind of been in and out. Now, of course, this is the new Odin. This is the different Odin. This is the more explosive Odin with the shield, and of course has the ultimate, which allows his teammates to move in and out.
It's just so telegraphed.
Think so?
Raven Shout is so telegraphed. It's like, okay, he's activated, now he's going to lunge, right? Like, there's no, surprise there at all.
Sure, but there's a lot of characters in this game that don't have the surprise. It really comes down to being able to lock them in a position where they can't avoid it. They know it's coming, but it doesn't matter because there's nothing they can do about it. That's the strength.
I just haven't seen that in Odin, right? And right now, he does have the bug that is going to be fixed as well in the patch notes, where it can actually get negated.
Right.
So that's going to be fixed, which is going to make him a little bit more versatile. But I don't know. It really comes down to the initiations and, the Ring of Spears that he gets. And I've seen some good, and I've seen some that were like, I'm surprised Arachne got through.
Really?
We've yet to see her played yet in the SPL.
Well, the issue with Arachne, right, is that she's great
insane
when she gets close. But you're playing against a professional team. And a lot of times, getting close doesn't last very long. You get 1 to 2 seconds of it. And you also don't have the fact that where you look at Mercury, right? Mercury can guarantee at least 3 hits by using his special delivery. Arachne doesn't have that same kind of stance. She has to get close on her own merits and look for the Fist of the God stun, look for the wrap-up. But into the match we go, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first matchup of today. It's going to be SK Gaming versus Exposed Secrets SPL week number 5, the last day. We're on Sunday, and we'll see who can make the win today. SK and Exposed Secrets both very hungry right now. Looking at the starting items, nothing really too surprising just yet. Looks like Funballer, I would imagine, going the way of Transcendence. He's got that early Morning Star, which could be Heartseeker, but we do know that Transcendence is pretty popular on Ull. As far as the other starting items, 2 tiny trinkets on Zalia and Shadow Nightmare, looking for either a Polynoma combo, more than likely a Bancrofts. We've got Captain Twig starting with the Soul Reliquary, though, so he's got no consumables.
Yep, none at all. And 9 times out of 10, we see this tiny trinket get bought, and then they finish their boots, and then they go into a stacking item. They just like it off the beginning, just because a little bit of lifesteal and some magical powers in there as well. So kind of helps them out a lot.
Look at this warding coming out from both teams. Not really too surprising for Exposed Secrets, though. It's a little bit further forward than you usually would expect. It's in between the movement speed buff and the blue buff, so they know any rotations coming out there. We see 1 ward placed down here by SK Gaming near their mid, just to see if there's any kind of shenanigans coming from the right side of the movement speed camp. The top side, we do have a defensive ward from Exposed Secrets placed down by the blue buff, and this is just to see that, you look at Rom and you look at Odin, they have a lot of single target burst and a lot of control, so they could be going over to steal the blue buff. And generally, if you see this ward placed down from the Chaos side, it's indicative of them not really trying to start the blue buff right away. They want to make sure it's covered because they're going to look for something else.
Yeah, I would like to see SK, kind of what we've been seeing in both scenes is a 3
or not. He's just going to do blue. And they warded it anyway.
Yeah, look at Bacchus. He's just doing him, man. But I love the 3-man grouping and the fact that they go right from Harpies right to blue and then right into lane, and then right at level 3, Zeros is going to rotate from lane, go ahead and drop damage there for Giannis, Captain Twig, which is going to be big for them, right? Because then he goes back into lane right around the time mid Harpies is there, and then he's able to do a lot more damage. So his presence is really known.
A lot of damage on the left side. There's a shield activation, forcing out the belly flop there and do a little bit. No, just outside of range from Funball. Again, you're exactly right. They're doing that kind of weird start we've seen, kind of inkling a little bit forward the last 3 weeks or so, where you go for the mid camps, you do the blue buff, you go to solo, you leave solo a little bit early. Generally, you see jungler's leaving solo about 130. He might be leaving around 110 right now, looking for the mid, but we see a steal from Badja, but they spotted out. He's in trouble. There goes the jump. Can he get away? Great stun from Funball. There's the belly flop and dead to rights.
What is he doing? He was all in the middle of no man's land. You could see the portal that came out from Captain Twig, but I mean, he didn't have any ward coverage. He walked over. Obviously, he doesn't know it's there, but 9 times out of 10, we're going to see a ward go down right there at the blue buff to negate that every time. I mean, it was a defensive ward there from Half Devil, but he was way deep in there. Odin, that might be a costly mistake.
Nice back Harpy steal there from Frosty going to the back right side of the jungle and stealing that away. Damage buff still standing here, so Zeros has a hog to clear this one out. But again, that's the ward that I was talking about. And why it was so weird for me, for them to put that down and then start the blue buff, is really just the rotation coming out.
Frostyak, he knows that.
Nah, it's already on the ground. Yana should pick this one up here. Zayla rotating over, looking for a kill in the mid lane. Will he be walking into it? Looks like he will. The slow comes out. Captain Twig needs a portal. Be able to get away from that one. Zalia has returned back to the solo lane, but yeah, I mean, it's exactly right. I mean, you get the call right, and that first blood is going to be huge because Badja needs those levels to do a lot of damage early on. So the fact they spotted out that big steal in the back Harpy, and this is what I love. This is what I'm waiting for, Gandhi. This is what I've been waiting for. What? People countering the norm. They go. I mean, you see time and time again.
Man,
since the launch tournament.
Follow the river.
They steal the buffs. They steal the back Harpy. Counter it.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I love the rotation, in all honesty. I think it was really, really good. Frostyak was just a little bit too slow there. But he had the right idea. That's exactly it. Captain Twig stays in lane. He's going to do damage, push that wave. Zhonghui might lose, a little bit of gold here as those archers are going to get up there. But nothing too crazy.
Back home goes Captain Twig and start with his boots. Actually going to finish the boots first and then go for the book. Left side, we see rotation coming out from Frostyak. Now, Nemesis not the greatest person to play when you're trying to gank 2 jumpers and fast movers like Reels and Badja here on Odin and Rom, but it looks like he's going to look for a poke and show some presence. No wards being placed down just yet. Portal coming out from Captain Twig going back into the mid lane with his double boots so far. But early sprint coming out from Shadow Nightmare. We'll see if he decides to get that Heavenly Agility, a gank possibility in the mid lane. Maniac going for it.
I actually really like the play. Getting the sprint, I think he missed the portal there. There was going to be no engagement. I actually really like this, the
right side, Fenball in trouble. There's the accident on top of Reels. Looking for the damage on top of him. Can he follow up on this one? Looking for the hit. Not going to be able to find anything. Giannis coming over, got the ultimate as well, but going to hit nothing. There goes the, backwards to the portal goes Badger. Going to try to find Shadow Nightmare here. Does he have an ultimate available? Looks like he's going to go for it, maybe. They got the tick there from Exposed Evil. Oh,
there's the Ring of Spears. This is going to be tough for him. Shadow Nightmare's going to be in here. Here comes Half Devil. Badger. Is he going to be able to make it out there? No. Frostyak's going to be able to take it.
The card didn't hit? No card did not hit him. Badger's still alive. No damage over time. Effect landed. And that's the big downside.
See, you counted him out there, bro.
That's the big downside. People have forgotten that you can't actually cancel your own spears anymore. So when you put it down as Odin, you are stuck unless you have a jump. He didn't have lunge available, and he had to bide his time. And of course, Mercury, being a physical melee god, he couldn't get inside to help.
No. That's the problem. But see, that's what I'm saying. The Ring of Spears, it either makes or breaks it. Now, was he in a good position? Yes. Did he play it a little bit ballsy?
He did, but he had a portal of safety.
He got very, very lucky that he has the plays on his side.
He had a portal of safety.
Caught. That turned on bad. He can't be locking up Zhang Kuei unless he has the follow-up from his team.
Well, it was very fortunate because given the fact that Badja also gave away first blood, he did not want to give away second blood, and that made it very difficult for him. He was able to get away just by the skin of his teeth, but he's looking to be a little more safe going into the next play here. You can see, as far as the starting item here, he went for guard boots, and that will help him out a lot. Looks like he's going to be going for the defense boots a little bit stronger and also keep him heavier. But you look at the active items, has only Hag of the Gods 1 so far, so really haven't had much added to his pool just yet. But as far as this goes, I'm really excited to see what Exposed Secrets can do with this ever so slightly they have. They have 600 gold in the lead. They're doing a little bit good on the experience department. So SK looking to slow things down a bit.
Yeah, I think SK kind of wants to play it a little bit slower, right? They want Odin involved as much as humanly possible, but he hasn't really committed yet, right? He gave up the first blood. Ever since then, it's kind of been like, eh. But, I mean, even looking at it, I mean, the difference in XP is only 550, and the gold difference is 650. I mean, it's right there. I think, for me, I think the big battle is going to be Xaylia in the solo lane, right? Because, like, both of these guys are just going to sit there and heal up the entire duration. Like, no one's going to die at all. And even if Frostiak wants to get involved, or, you know, what's going to happen? He's just going to get away. Chong is just going to heal and dance away and then under the tower and then hang out.
Well, I mean, I played solo Sylvanas last night against Hell. The double healing solo lanes is just not fun. It's just I want to kill you and he wants to kill me, but I can't. Yeah. It's just too many heals coming out there. But you know, as far
solo lane Sylvanas, what the hell are you doing?
It's
over
awesome.
Here?
It is awesome. Do it. It's great. It's so good. Anyways, back to this game.
So a raw support out of you?
Why not?
Dude, you and DM. I can't handle you.
Sylvanas support, Sylvanas solo, do it. And you know, one thing that is actually kind of warming my heart about this match, Gandhi, is the fact that we're seeing a lot of intelligent counters, right?
Yes.
And this is one thing I feel like is missing in the Smite scene, is that more directed actions that counter what's happening.
I think what's bigger than that, not even... I agree with you, but I think just teams are starting to do their homework, right? Prize pool grows, people want money. People want the guaranteed shot. If you have the 1 or 2 seed, depending on the format, you have a very easy road to the Worlds.
That's it.
You always want to come in with the highest seed possible. That's like the most John Madden-y reference I can possibly make. But
about great football. Talk about great football. Let's play great football. Right.
Oh, through space and time. Frostiak.
There goes.
He's in a lot of trouble here. The shield's going to be there. Badge is going to be able to wrap Xaylia in as well. Is there going to be a follow-up? Zero's not able to do it. The health bar just...
low.
Oh, look at that. It goes all the way back up. Shadow Nightmare rotates over. Xaylia able to heal himself up. And the entire fight meant nothing.
Beautiful play there. A smart reaction from Frostiak, popping the Retribution right at the right time to keep himself alive. At the same point, he popped the ultimate on Mercury, meaning that Mercury couldn't chase him down, kept him slow and kept him away from the fight. And that's really
Look
the
at this
best
body
made
block
there. Yeah, Half Devil getting in the way. I don't see anything coming out of this one except for damage onto Half Devil, bringing him down to about half, pun intended there. Damage on top of the damage back there. Zero's going to go for the clear. He's got that punch action. Devour's Gauntlet completed here for Reals across the way. Transcendence was the item of choice there for Funball on Ull. This gives him a lot of options. It also gives him the ability to just poke consistently, switch stances, use his abilities to full extent. Across the way, they are brawling here on the left side, exchanging blows. Looks like Funball's getting the better end of it.
Yeah, Funballer's doing very well. And I mean, just taking a look, his kit early game, especially with Transcendence on the line, is definitely going to be good. But soon it's going to be very difficult. Shadow Nightmare spots one, but Giannis, he is a very, very fair god, to say the very least.
Burning the ultimate on Shadow Nightmare there. Right camp will go the way of Exposed Secrets. Left camp is coming up shortly. Looks like Half Devil's on his way over.
Frostiak!
He should be okay. Frostiak jumping in there, looking for
the
the
do it, buddy.
dropping low. I don't see him finishing this one off here, but he will need support from Junkoi or Bacchus, which who are both very large and slow creatures.
Maniac pushed Xaylia all the way up to the tower, and that's the thing about Chang'e, is that she's able to just clear waves so efficiently. But so is Xaylia in the same sense. But, you know, Ra misses that laser on Chang'e. She's able to just really push him. Just like in this scenario, she's able to heal up, she's able to dance around, and then Xaylia is in a lot of trouble.
Well, we'll see what Xaylia can do about him. Of course, look at the level difference right now, Gandhi. We got 8 to 10, and so difficult. Right. Just in level 9 is Maniac. We know that Xaylia is about halfway through his level, so looking at the gold, 4,300 for Xaylia across the way. We've got Maniac on 3,900. It's about a 400 gold differential between the soul laners. It's going to hurt a lot because, you know, you look at the soul lane, there's no salvation coming. You're just stuck in the lane, and if you start to fall behind, you need help from the jungler. But if there's a lot of action on the map, the jungler can't always come to help. So Maniac falling a little bit behind here with that Chang'e play. We see the back camp possibly still a nice ward coming out there from Captain Twig, covering the back damage buff. Badge going to get stunned out by the disgusting belch of Bacchus, bringing him down to a slow
He's got a
crawl.
fantastic breath.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Smells like
does he chew
alcohol.
orbit?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Now we're going to bring this down from there. We see the right side. Maniac's going to be pushing up towards Xaylia, bringing him towards the tower here. Minus boots completed for both supports right now. We don't see any active items being purchased just yet. Really across the board on SK, Exposed Secrets is going to be sitting on early purification beads, and for good reason. They don't really want to get slowed or grabbed by Mercury. They don't really want to portaled by the Giannis and stuck in one place, especially with the duration of the stun from Chang'e's ultimate. It's too much.
Yeah. You think Shadow Nightmare is going to go right into Warlocks, or are we going to see a Thoth, or do you think he's going to try to just get, like, Bancrofts on the line early on? Right, because he has options. Like, his lane, he's been able to farm a decent amount, but I don't know if it's like, okay, this is definitely a Warlocks.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for the Thoth early, you want to do it. I mean, you just want to go for it because with the stacks you need, the damage it brings, you want to be able to combo that into penetration early. Nice belly from left side, forcing Reels away. Mercury ultimate coming through, looking for Funball. The ultimate up in the Master Barrage might be enough. Look for the dash from Funball. The jump, good axe stun, avoiding the Giannis hit. Badger got ultimate. He should be in range. There goes the hit. Nice grab. There should be a free kill. Funballer goes down. Damage coming out from Giannis, looking for half double. He's dead to rights at this point. He might get a lucky belly flop, but he's got nowhere to go. He actually uses it offensively. He doesn't get away. There goes the hit. Needs one more damage shot. Half double's still alive. Damage coming out from Giannis. It's not going to be enough. And Badger goes down there to the damage from Shadow Nightmare. A great rotation and an excellent decision from Half Double. I thought he was dead.
And that, my friends, is why you get Sprint on Zhang Kuei. He's not you would think he's not the most mobile guy in the world, but as soon as he gets into the fight, it is very hard to peel him off of you. He has a stun, the Exorcism alone, I mean, the card doing dot damage as well. It's very, very difficult to go up against Shadow Nightmare, especially here with Zhang Kuei, and he played it perfectly. He was able to get there, he was able to get a kill. That's going to be huge for him. So now he's going to have a lot of options when he goes ahead and heads back to the house. He's going to be sitting on 1,200 gold.
1,200 gold is a lot, especially to hold in hand. Gold Fury has yet been taken just yet, so of course that now will be added to the coffers. Maniac getting Enchanted Trinket early on here.
Oh, yeah.
Very strange, but does have the teleport, which means that he can farm a little more effectively and keep his tower alive. Captain is going to find Shadow Nightmare stun coming off. Belch of the Gods coming through. Needs a portal. Does get through it. Belly flop going to be avoided there just due to the fact that he can go through solid matter. Half Devil going back to the tower, clearing out the wave. And of course, we have our Hunters going head to head. But again, nice stun from Funballer. This is why I like the Ul Ra match. It's all about guts.
Grouping. At their speed buff, Azalea isn't able to get a slow on anyone. It is going to be a little bit of a disengage. Will Frostiak go for this Half Devil, looking to kind of get up in the mix, and there's not going to be anything of it. And Zalia, just based on the fact that he has 5,400 total gold on the other side here, Chang'e 5,200. He's actually electing to go into an early Bancrofts.
Ooh, that will help a lot with the lifesteal and also allow him to do more damage the lower he gets. Funballer getting poked by Badge, but Badge is level 8 right now, falling a little bit behind in those numbers. Hog 3 is up on both support, so of course Gold Fury is now in the area. We see a Gold Fury attempt usually between 8 and 14 minutes, depending on how fast the game is going. This one's going to be a little bit slower as far as the average goes, but things kind of picking up here.
Okay, Shadow Nightmare. He going against everything we thought and going with the Enchanted Spear. Very early on, gonna do a bunch of dot damage here. Anyone who comes at him, that's what happens. And I really chalked that up to the fact that he got that kill. If he doesn't get that kill, he'll probably elect to go into the Warlocks just because, a little bit more safe for survivability. He's able to get his stacks, just sit back. But
right side, Maniac in trouble, looking for 2-for-1. Going to be taken out by Frostiak. Swing of the sword. That takes him on down. Nice control. Giannis going to hit Zalia, but not going to do a whole lot. He can't get there in time. This one is just disengaged. We'll see what he decides to do with this one. He's just going to defend the lane in the absence, though. We're going to see Schottenheimer pushing up the mid. Left side, looking for damage on Badger. Going to find the stun with the axe. Looking for the belly flop. Going to hit it as well. Badger dropping low. There's Toski over the wall. He goes. Funballer gets the low down. Needs a few more shots. Nice shield. Going to keep him alive for the time being. Reels is on his back, though, looking for the shots. He has no jump. If he gets a little bit lower, he can actually take this out with the ultimate. Does he decide to go for it? Looks like he will not, and that will be the end of it. Looking for the stun, can't find it. Mercury coming through the lane as well, looking for Shadow Nightmare, but a good rotation.
He's got to be careful. Zhang Kuei actually did come for the rotation. Zeros is going to be there as well. Mercury's going to go ahead and rotate through and clear out his jungle. Frostiak's going to be hot on his trail, though. Can be directly behind him. This could be a Gold Fury attempt. Zeros is in a position. He does have hand, but he does not have hand 3, and he is just going to go ahead and get zoned out.
Oh, the Gold Fury's going to start it up here. Hog a little bit early from Frostiak and then finishing off with Half Double. That's going to be a big gain for them as they try to clear this one out. And now we're wondering if they can actually make this work. Now we're going to see right side Captain clearing out the mid lane. The Gold Fury is completed for free. 2,700 gold in the lead here for Exposed Secrets and 2,400 experience as well. They've got a very strong lead right now, and they're looking to use that to pressure the mid lane.
Yep, no shocker here that the Divine Rune's going to go ahead and come online here for Maniac. He wants nothing to do with this raw heal. There's so many times at the end of a game, especially a long one, where we can see a raw heal up for 24,000 player damage like it's nothing. And, he's very, very hard to kill. But we actually have a comparison of Ra taking on Chan off here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. 470 gold per minute here for Ra. On the other side, Chang'e 437. The win-loss ratio is the big story.
Well, I mean, Ra has such a safe lane, and the problem is that Chang'e really isn't played by very many people, so a lot more average being built up there from Ra, whereas Chang'e is more indicative of 1 or 2 people playing this character.
And plus, the boost doesn't play Chang'e.
Oh, is that what it is? Is the boost factor?
It's pretty much the boost factor, right?
It's a good thing to point out, given the fact that Chang'e is exclusively solo, whereas Ra has played solo and mid, so different stats coming in.
Oh, God, Captain Twig and Dove. And Frostiak finally going to piece out from there through space and time, missing everything. But it was really just like a scare tactic, like, get away from me.
Well, no, it hit space and time.
It did.
Yeah, it went through it.
Yeah.
So it didn't miss everything.
It didn't miss everything. Your jokes. Jesus Christ, help me.
Blue Buff spun it up on the back left side of the map here as we see rotation coming out from Half Devil looking to pressure this lane. A lot of vision control here on the backside. Valbar looking for an axe stun. All he has to do is switch into wheeled axes and look for the stun coming out from that thrown axe, and that's really all the pressure they need to push him back to the tower. They know that if one stun comes out, it's a huge loss for them. Looking at Half Devil almost done. He's got a Steel Mail active for his badge. Currently sitting on 1100 in hand. We'll have enough to finish off Steel Mail when he goes on home, but that extra little bit of physical protection and HP is helping Half Devil a lot.
Yeah, and Reels, I mean, he's solely, when you go Dev Gloves first, you're solely relying on hitting a lot of auto attacks. Reels is going to be stunned here. Uh-oh, here comes Sonic Boom. Funbar in a world of trouble. Reels, uh-oh, Astral Barrage. Let's see what he can do. He's going to be able to hit one. He's going to wait for the second one, and the third one is able to connect, but there is no follow-up. Odin trying desperately. He has him in the ring. Now, Zeros, it is your time to shine. Jean Quay's here, though, and he wants no peace. The dot damage is going to be out there. Captain Twig now in the mix. He's going to get stunned. Half Devil can't follow it up. Zero's barely getting away with just a little bit of health, and now Half Devil will gladly take out Captain Twig. Dot
Portal,
damage
but
on
the
him.
Ghost
Great
gets it.
job.
Shadow Mare trying to run back through the tower here. Notation coming. Mercury can't get in there. Rom ultimate is on cooldown, so great play by Exposed
Chang'e going to go for this?
It looks great.
Oh, she's crazy. Oh, brilliant play, Half Devil. Ward coverage, ladies and gentlemen. You don't lose games because you buy wards.
Well, that fluffy mana core, of course, making everything available to him as he rotates on over. And, of course, it was great play. I don't think that Chang'e really had the damage to take him down. Of course, stun from the Jean Quay, stun from the Bacchus, and knock it from the Bacchus.
Very
didn't have the damage to take down the Bacchus. Definitely good pressure. But, that came down to the fact that SK really looked sloppy there.
No. That was a miserable idea from Chang'e. Look at this now. Zalia pushing all the way up there. She's going to lose all that experience. Zalia level 16 and growing. The experience difference in this lane is insane. If Zalia really wants to, he can.
The tower isn't a big loss because you look at 500 gold. It's going to be 100 gold per person, not a huge gain from them. And it also opens up the soloing, which means that Maniac can now rotate more often without worrying about this tower. We see this strategy come out from solo laners. Every now and then they decide that this lane is locked in. My team needs the help, so there goes damage.
Got to be careful.
On top, sprint coming out there. There goes the damage avoided, but not going to be able to avoid this one. Waxing Moon, heal coming out. Did that slice and dice? Not going to come through in time.
Nope, got him.
It's going to be enough. There goes the hit. Nice Giannis ultimate coming from the damage on Frostic. Will it be enough? Forcing him away. Jean Quay is there to keep him alive. Mercury ultimate miss! Look at the shot of Frostic. Going to find it. Of course, has to dash away with that special delivery. And now it's a 2-versus-1 situation on the left side of the map. Reels force away. Belchika's coming through. There goes the hit from Funballer, but it's not going to be able to keep him in the fight.
SK's in a little bit of trouble here. Taking a look, the gold difference and the experience difference is insane since the last time we talked about it. 5,000 gold difference, 7,000 XP. And I really think Chang'e leaving that lane, I mean, she lost control of her jungle as well. Frostiak was able to push up. That is a nightmare. There's no ward coverage there as well. So now they have to actually buy defensive wards so they won't have vision on Exposed Secret side at all.
Now, we did see a Divine Rune coming out from Chang'e early, which means that damage is going to be a little bit limited, but also will limit the healing coming out from both Jean Quay and Rock together. Of course, that self-heal from Exorcism is going to make a bit of a difference there on Jean Quay. The Gold Fury is going to be responding shortly here, Gandhi, and you got to know SK Gaming is looking to grab this one up. I mean, look at the gold difference right now. You're going to see a pretty stout 4,700 and 6,300 experience so far, so they need this Gold Fury. The problem is they don't really have the safety to go in ward, and so that whole area is just dark on their map. It's going to be a difficult way for them to go for it. Looking for the damage here on Shadow Mare. Going to find it. Mercury's got to go on this one if they want to go for it. Dashing for it. The special is going to miss. Zero's uncharacteristically missing that one. Now we see Shadow Mare going for the damage. Exorcism goes hard. Damage might be enough. The Ghost coming out. Zero's draw. He's going to die to the card. And pure damage, a lack of engagement takes him out.
Jean Quay's paintbrush is too strong.
Damage on Captain Twig, looking for the follow-up. Can they find it? Searing Pain through the portal! It's the ultimate, takes him down! Captain Twig takes out Xaylia, and because he was tweening in the portal, he avoided the Searing Pain. Frostek
awesome.
forced to disengage. A wonderful play there. Rum up in the air, looking for the damage on the left side. Gonna find some, but that will be it. I can't stress how amazing that play was. Wow, he actually was about to get hit by the Searing Pain, went through the portal with the ultimate, took him down, and cleared him out with the unstable vortex.
It's just stupid.
Oh my god.
Honestly, it's stupid because those plays just don't happen. Oh
my god.
Xaylia, very, very interesting to note here. Kronos Pendant here, so once it gets a little bit more heals down, but the big one here is going to be Combat Blink. So he's going to be able to get up into the action there really slow, throw down as much pain as possible, hit more Searing Pains. He's not at full max CDR yet, but the Kronos Pendant definitely gets him a little bit closer.
Well, we see looking for damage here on the left side. It's going to be Badge jumping away for the stun. He did not want to get caught up by Junkwei rotating over there. We do see Aussie being picked up here from Funballer. This is kind of the difficult part, right? When you're playing a Hunter, you have a couple choices. You go for Devourer's Gauntlet, you go for Heartseeker, you can go for Transcendence. You always want to start with the stacking item. If you go for Transcendence, it messes up that optimal build, right? Oh, damage on Shadow Nightmare. There goes the ultimate. The damage
Good play.
Chunga's
It's
here.
a good play. Intoxicate's going to come in as well. That's a big stun as Xaylia just lines him up. And now, Frostek still going with. Mercury's going to throw him off, and now Rios is going to rotate. They can keep going on this if they want, and if they get one, maybe two kills here, they might actually look to peel off and go directly for the Gold Fury, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And now we are forced to see Exposed Secrets play their game. So Zeros, all eyes on you as, oh god, Rios actually losing this boxing match here. Funbar starting to hit his auto attacks, and look at the strafe from Rios.
He was like, oh, look for the axe stun, forcing him away. Nice damage. Mercury ultimate come out, not going to land. Zero is missing a lot of ultimates this game, having a lot of trouble landing home on those. The Gold Fury is going to drop pretty easily here from Exposed Secrets, and that was just probably one of the best plays as far as like a team goes, right?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that was literally just Shadow Nightmare is jumping in, and you know, it's always the worst feeling in the world when you feel like you have someone and you realize that they had you the whole time. And so you jump in, you look for Junkwei, you're trying to take him out, and all of a sudden Junkwei's like, 3, 2, 1, my entire team. Hello, everyone. It was like Searing Pain, big damage from Intoxicate, and all of a sudden they got evaporated. And so 2 players dead, and the fact that Rails couldn't outbox Funballer in the jungle means that Gold Fury is free.
Yeah,
that's going to
tough.
put them up a very strong 7,000 gold and 9,000 experience. SK is feeling really pressured right now.
Ethereal Staff coming online here for Shadow Nightmare. Normally, we kind of see this come on Junkwei when a Warlock Slash is there just because how it stacks with health, but it's going to be fine for him. I mean, he's getting an extra 300 mana and 30 magical pen. He's fine with that.
Shadow Nightmare is picking up a lot of steam here early, 4-0 in 3. We've also got Xaylia 2-1 and 2. A lot of CDR picked up early. He's also got Combat Blink, and this is just literally because Odin's in the game, and he knows that he can't really get caught in those spears. Shadow Nightmare is literally a raid boss at this point. He's got a large amount of HP after picking up that Ethereal Staff, giving a lot of HP, and keep in mind, actually converts HP into damage as well. Frostek is forcing Zeros out of his own home base here in the jungle, looking for the Mage Look, but can't find a kill on that buff. The Fire Giant's active, and SK's got to be really careful here.
Yeah, and look at this. Rios is going to be soloed out here, and they are just controlling all of the jungle here. Changa is going to do barely any damage there to Half Devil. Half Devil's like, oh yeah, by the way, my health meter hasn't moved at all. Stun coming in on Maniac. She's going to get caught and just losing about half her health. That's going to force her back. Meanwhile, Junkwei boxing out 2 people because he is a big man.
Big man coming through. We're going to see Odin kind of jumping through the jungle, looking for Captain Twig in the mid lane. Half Devil going to be backing away from that one. But, you know, let's look at the numbers here as far as damage dealt. You see player damage dealt. Top is going to be Captain Twig at 9,500 on the side of SK. But you look across the way, 13,000 for Funballer. He's the most in the game. 11,000 healing done so far, guys. On Raw. It's scary.
That's the power of Uller, right? And we're starting to see a little bit more play from him in the SPL. But traditionally, no, it is Apollo. But Apollo's starting to get banned just because, like, the only way you can split push and Smite is to actually pick Apollo.
Wow. Apollo, I mean, he has the push power, right? And that's kind of the strength. We've seen Mercury do the same thing. We've seen Junkwei even do the same thing. Kind of so tanky, it's difficult to take him out. Loki graded as well. Ultimate come out from Giannis. Not sure. I mean, maybe looking for initiation possibility on Funballer, but they still have to defend the mid lane. Frostek is in the right lane. They don't have vision of this just yet until that minion dies. Actually, we'll be walking this. They do have vision of Frostek. They know he's over there. Big grouping from Exposed Secrets. 4 players in the area. Looks like Captain is going home. Reels by himself. This could be a free tower.
Yeah, this is a free tower. No one's in any position to do this. All I know is that Chong is going to probably go down on the right side as Frost. Oh, actually, she backs him up. So now we're going to go ahead and switch back over into the long lane here, missing the dot damage there. Shadow Nightmare. Notice the grouping here. It's 23 minutes in Exposed Secrets. It's just like, okay, guys, Wolfpack. Everyone stay together. No one split up. We're going to try to play for
HP's active. His Searing Pain coming through. The tick will not be enough, and Captain Twig survives just by the skin of his teeth and runs back to base here. But again, on the right side, we see Maniac taking damage from Frosty. Dashing with Swift Vengeance, looking for the hit. Can he find it? Heavenly Jelly is active.
Great
there
plays.
Goes the grab. Mercury coming through. The punch, the grab, the hit. Made you look. Frosty is
he's
done.
In trouble. Here comes Funballer and the rest of Exposed Secrets. Azalea is going to be there. Maniac's going to get pushed all the way out. Odin's going to be in the back. Azalea is able to get one. Searing Pain's already used once. Half Devil's going to go all up in the mix. Shadow Nightmare throws down the heal. Just going to kind of wait for this, try to box them out here, and they are going to wear on this tower. The wave is a little bit behind them, but the important thing to note here is that they were able to get 2 people here, so this could be a Fire Giant. They're certainly going to attempt it, and this means that Zhang Kui can actually zone them out, or Azalea.
Well, we're going to see Badger going for a Emerald Talisman, surprisingly enough. I feel like he just needs more HP at this point. Captain Twig getting a lot of damage from raw Searing Pain coming out there, not going to land. Captain Twig really just trying to pressure the Fire Giant. Damage coming out. It's got the Hog 3. Of course, he has no way of defending. He's already disengaged there. Smart play. And a lot of players don't have this discipline, right, where they poke and get out. Instead, they stay, and then all of a sudden, it's the worst feeling to walk around the Fire Giant, have it die the second you turn the corner, and there's 5 angry men just right in your face.
Yeah.
Like, well, this was a mistake.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just tell even by the health as well. I mean, they weren't weak at all. Sometimes, when a team fight's like close and it's like, they come out like 4-on-2 and they're very low health, you can kind of go in there and try to box them. But for the most part, you normally just got to poke, try to see if you can get a steal, and then get out of dodge.
Shadow Nightmare? No, this has to be a Gem of Isolation here. You can see him picking up the uncommon sash here, or the golden sash, and he's picking this up. I imagine that he would be going for a gem. I don't think actually Warlock sash could be picked up, but the problem is 100 stacks is hard to get when this stage of the game is coming about. Now again,
synergizes well with Ethereal
E-Staff, yeah, that's right. I mean, it'll combo the HP and give him more damage, but again, as far as this game goes, he may not even stack it up fully. He'll have to work pretty hard to get those 100 stacks completed. Gold Fury is going to be taken out yet again for free by Exposed Secrets. SK has yet to get a single objective.
Yep. And
not even towers. I mean, no towers down at all.
Dude, this is gross. The experience difference is 12,000. 12,000.
Well, it's 11,000 for gold.
3 level 20s on the side of Exposed Secrets. Not a single one from SK.
One thing that SK needs to think about as well is that they don't have Fire Giant. So I wouldn't even defend this tower here.
No,
so I mean, with the Fire Giant active, you've got mana generation, you've got HP regeneration, you've also got damage in both ways.
They gotta be careful.
And there's initiation from magic, keeping him inside the spears damage, and AoE is going to come through here. Frosting on the backside. Merkel's going to hit the ultimate spears there, actually force him out. Rombolt's going to miss 2 shots. Third shot's going to come out. It's going to land on top of Shenheimer, forcing him away. Portal on the ground. Unstable Vortex coming with Searing Pain. Captain's going to get critted by Funballer dashing away. They need to clean this up. They need to come together. They need to actually rally on this because SK's in a lot of trouble. Half-Double backing away. Shenheimer's out of the fight. Keep in mind, damage on Maniac will take him down. Double kill for Funballer, and Badge is on the forefront, slowing everyone down. The Phoenix is doing damage, but he's by himself, looking for the hit. Half-Double's going to back away, but again, that's what happens. I mean, they have Fire Giant, and you're 11,000 gold behind. Why are you defending the tier 2?
You basically sit all the way back, and you pray to God that the Phoenix can do enough damage here. Rios is going to be in a weird position here. He's got to be very, very careful. The Half-Devil's going to miss the belly flop here, so Rios is going to have some significant damage thrown in, but nothing crazy. Badger now, 1-on-5. Rest in peace, bro. And Rios is going to get caught by Half-Devil. God, they're playing very, very ballsy, knowing that Exposed Secrets has a Fire Giant.
When you get 2 free picks, right? I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed to push something down. They're going to get the Meat Phoenix, and they're just going to hang around, look for the stun, not going to find it. Zero Sports Dashways, Reels has a dash, but he's still slowed. He's got nowhere to go. Searing Pain, just to add insult to injury there, throwing through the air. Left Phoenix is exposed. Of course, they're going for this one since the right tier 2 tower is up, and the right Phoenix cannot be attacked while any towers still stand. Great heal from Rod, and again, looking at the numbers here, Gandhi, 20,000 healing done from Zaylee, and that's going to be the key. Now, they have huge. The Divine Ruin, which counters the healing a lot and helps in a lot of ways, but it's difficult for them to really make a chink in the armor here as the rotation from Exposed Secrets has been near flawless.
Yeah, Exposed Secrets has been grouped up and moving together since the 20-minute mark. I pointed out at 23, but it's been 3 minutes before that that they were just like, hey, guys, let's all just work together. And that's like one of the main things that people should take going into ranked play as well. Just anything, right? As soon as you get like out of the little bit of a laning phase, you really want to start just grouping with your team, because if one person gets picked, it is an absolute nightmare to come back. Obviously, you have your hunters, you're going to go in lane and just kind of farm up, but that's standard. They're normally traditionally safe.
I like the choice from Exposed Secrets to go rather tanky here. You can see, the Height of the Urchin picking up from Frostiak. It's going to be more of the Thor style build when you go Jotuns into Height of the Urchin. Going to go into the Rage after that. Has yet to pick up a Chins. In fact, it looks like he's not going for Chins at all. So it's going to be more of the Frostiak style of Nemesis, where you look for the crits rather than the constant stream of damage with that Chin size. We do see him kind of going at the jungle here. Right side tower exposed, and I don't know if SK really has a plan here. The Fire Jet's going to be up in just about a minute, and they have to be there for it.
Zero's doing a lot of damage as well, but Zelia, speaking of going for damage, he got a rod online, and on top of that, he's got spell focus there. Zero's getting pushed by Funballer. Funballer getting a little bit aggressive. The dot's going to miss there from Shadow Nightmare. Oh my god! Maniac just gets erased off the map. Badge is going to be caught as well. Captain Twig's going to come back for a little bit of damage here, but the Phoenix, it's not going to do too much. His Reels now is going to push. Will Shadow Nightmare goes down? He is, and now Half Devil's in a bad spot, but he does have the belly flop relatively soon, so he does have that. Intoxicate's going to come down. Zelia and the rest of the troops of Exposed are going to continue to push.
Well, this is a tough spot. Rom's up in the air looking for the shot on Frostiak. Needs missing that second shot means there's no guaranteed kill. Nice with Vengeance just a guarantee doesn't take any damage, but here comes the heal part. I mean, this is the power of Ra. Ra is the siege engine of Smite. You stick on top, and he keeps the siege alive. He will just, kind of attack your towers over and over. Damage. Oh, Searing Pain coming out from Rug to take him down there. Funballer with the crits as well. Funballer on a rampage. Portal, Unstable Vortex, not enough damage to keep him out. He's really just poking them to keep them off of it, but here comes the heal again. The siege engine is active. Funballer looking for the crit. There's the stun. There's the hit. There's the big crit. Damage on Captain Twig. Reels forced out of the fight here, and Half Double is swinging wildly with that guitar on that Phoenix, and that will bring it low enough for them to go for it. Reels needs to defend this. This might be the end. This might be Kearns for SK. The damage is coming out here looking for it, and this looks like it's over.
Brilliant laser from Zelia, just doing a little bit of extra damage here. The Titan's going to be on. They're just going to sit back, wait for Zelia to throw down a heal, and that is going to do it. Exposed Secrets. Oh, he barely missed another Searing Pain. That's what's so scary about, the Chronos Pendant going on a Raw. You get in a normal team fight after the 20-minute mark, you're looking at 2, maybe 3 Searing Pains in one fight. That's a lot of extra damage coming into a team fight.
Well, full CDR, the Searing Pain is 30-second cooldown on the dot. So that's just so many ways to kind of clear that out there. So Exposed Secrets taking the win. Let's look at the numbers and how things have stacked up. First thing I want to point out, first and foremost, is going to be the team healing coming out from Ra. Zelia dropping 18,000 healing so far, and that's including the Divine Ruin. But keep in mind, Maniac had trouble staying in those fights, and so that Divine Ruin was not always active. And so you had that anti-healing, but it wasn't enough. And you're looking at this holistically, right? Zeros was not able to control the map. That opened it up. Maniac lost the solo lane, which opened it up even more on the side of the Fire Giant. And then you saw a slow rotation from Badger. This all started, Gandhi, from the fact that Badger invaded the back Harpy. Exposed Secrets was ready for it. They countered him, and then Badger, the rest of the game, was playing catch-up.
It wasn't even so much that they were even ready for it. I mean, he telegraphed it so bad. He walked right through the ward on the blue buff.
But that's an uncommon ward.
Yeah.
Very uncommon ward.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times you don't go for that ward early on, but Shadow Nightmare played 4-1-7 that game, and that's the problem, right? When you have a tanky character like Zhonghui in the mid lane,
Zhonghui's the best.
He's really hard to gank. When we saw that fight, right, 2 versus 1, and Zero's really hesitant. It didn't seem like Zero's was comfortable with Mercury this time around. Not the same way with Thanatos.
He missed a lot of Sonic Booms, but I think we actually do have a Shadow Nightmare replay as well. So we're going to go ahead and bring that up for you guys here. But yeah, I mean, he did 17,000 damage, and I mean, his self-heal is just insane.
Well, here it is. Damage on top. Watch. This beautiful play. He plays it out, got the heal, stun, belly flop, Searing Pain, boom, dead. And this just ended the fight. But the fact that Shadow Nightmare was so tanky, heavy agility,
after that.
Heal, he's got E-Staff, and so he's just very, very difficult to kill, and that's the problem. When you have a tanky mid laner, and you keep trying to gank him and it doesn't work out, it really starts to fall short.
He did actually go with the Gem of Isolation as well, by the way. He didn't elect to go with the Warlocks. He knew he wasn't going to get the stacks. But, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Zhonghui. That's why...
He's scary.
That's why you kind of get him out of there.
Right.
But it's almost like, how can you get him out of there when you have to worry about, Mercury's, Gebs, Apollos? Right. Zhonghui may not necessarily change the game for you, but... He does in some kinds.
Well, actually, the third least damage this game was 0, so Mercury not really hitting home for him. But that's going to be the end of the match, guys. SK is going to make actually receive a loss for today. Explode Secrets will take their victory and be quite happy with it, especially after the TSM Invitational. We're going to do a brief break, going right into the next match, going shortly here and finishing off EU for the day. Stick around. We'll see you very soon.